हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब? आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग वेल। आज हम एक नया टॉपिक स्टडी करने वाले हैं विच इज अ टॉपिक फ्रॉम द साइंस सब्जेक्ट प्लांट्स स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शन। दिस टॉपिक इज ऑल अबाउट प्लांट्स, उनके स्ट्रक्चर्स और उनके पार्ट्स एंड फंक्शंस। Let us start with the major part, the major section of the lesson, which is parts of the plants. What are the parts of the plants? Roots, stems, leaves, flowers and fruits. Let us study about the root now. The definition of the root. Root is the part of the plant that grows under the soil and supports the plant. Root is that part of the plant जो grow करता है under the soil and it supports the plant. Two main types of roots. First is the taproot, which you can see in dicotyledonous plants. Fibrous root, which we can see in monocotyledonous plants. Let us see what is a radicle. The part that grows from inside the seed towards the soil. The part that grows from inside the seed towards the soil is called the radicle. Seed के अंदर से soil की तरफ होता है radicle. Plumule, the part that grows above the soil as the seed germinates. The part that grows above the soil as the seed germinates is called the plumule. Okay, and the next one is root hair. Hair-like processes near the root tips are called root hairs. Near the root tips there are some hair-like processes जिनको root hair कहा जाता है. Okay. And then we have the root cap. In the region of the root growth, the tip is covered by cap-like structure. The tip is covered by cap-like structure. This is called the root cap, which protects the root tip from injuries. As we can see, the root cap, the main function of the root cap is it protects the root tip from injuries. Let us see what is a taproot. Taproot is thicker at the base and it tapers or reduces in thickness towards the end. It is thicker at the base and tapers or reduces in thickness towards the end. Taproot produces secondary roots which grow obliquely and spread far and wide in the soil. Tap roots produce करते हैं secondary roots को, जो कि फैल जाते हैं in the soil. Tap roots support the plant. Fibrous roots. Fibrous roots grow up from the stem. Fibrous roots grow up from the stem. Stem से ऊपर grow करते हैं. Adventitious roots. The roots which grow from the stem just above the soil are called adventitious roots. Those roots which grow from the stem and they grow just above the soil, they are the adventitious roots. Now let us see the functions of the roots. क्या काम करते हैं roots? The roots hold and anchor the soil firmly. Soil को firmly hold करते हैं. They anchor and support the plant. Roots also support the plant. They absorb water and minerals. They support the plant. This is the main function of the root actually, that they support the plant. Now let us see What are modified roots? What are the types of modified roots? Here we have listed 4 types: aerial roots, stilt roots, runners, breathing roots. Aerial roots, stilt roots, runners, breathing roots. Let us see what are prop roots. Prop roots arise from branches and they grow towards the soil. Prop roots जो होते हैं वो branches से grow होते हैं और soil की तरफ जाते हैं. They come up from the branches and they grow towards the soil. The best example is banyan tree. Now we'll see the functions of the modified roots, which we had already seen in the previous slide. We had listed the modified roots. Now we are going to study the functions of these modified roots. The first one is the aerial roots. They absorb moisture from air. Aerial roots जो होते हैं वो हवा से moisture को absorb करते हैं. Stilt roots, they support the plant. Stilt roots support the plant above the soil. Runners, the function of runners is reproduction. And breathing roots, the function of breathing roots is, as the name suggests, breathing. अब हम देखेंगे something which is very important from this lesson, integral part of this lesson, that is the difference between taproot and fibrous root. Taproot, thick primary root that tapers at one end. Secondary roots emerge from the primary root. We'll repeat it. The first point for taproot, thick primary root that tapers at one end. Secondary roots emerge from the primary root. The first point for fibrous root, cluster of roots growing from the base of the stem. Fibrous root, cluster of roots growing from the base of the stem. All roots are mostly of the same thickness. All fibrous roots are mostly of the same thickness. Second point for taproot, dicot seeds have taproots. Monocot seeds have fibrous roots. Leaves with reticulate venation have taproots. Leaves with reticulate venation have taproots. Leaves with parallel venation have fibrous roots. Leaves with parallel venation have fibrous roots. Taproots grow vertically deep down in the soil. Taproots, they grow vertically deep down in the soil. And fibrous roots grow laterally or horizontally in the soil. Fibrous roots grow laterally or horizontally in the soil. That's all for today. I hope you have understood the concept well. In case of any queries or suggestions, please send me a comment in the comment box. Thank you. All the best.